There are plenty of heavyweight biceps exercises out there, but every so often, you wanna make sure to mix up your biceps training and get some isolation training in there, where you're gonna get a very deep contraction and where you can do it from a different angle and with a lighter weight. That's what we have today with the Crucifix curl, which is a curl that's gonna challenge you with a very light weight. It's really gonna isolate you, and it's gonna challenge a lot more shoulder and core stability than you may think. The key to the Crucifix curl is understanding all of that stability and putting your body and your biceps in a position to be successful, and we're gonna show you how to do all of that right now. So we've got Brett here to help us demonstrate the Crucifix curl, and the first thing we want to do is just understand what we're changing and why this is different from all other curls. With most of the other curls we're gonna do, our arms are gonna be at our sides and we're never gonna get really far away from our torso. We may change the angle relative to our torso, create a 90-degree angle or change that, but we're not gonna get our arm out away from our body, and because we don't do that, we're not starting to challenge our shoulder stability. But that's what we're gonna do with the Crucifix curl. Instead of standing up, which is the way you're gonna see many people execute the move, Brett is going to kneel on the ground, and by doing this, it's gonna keep his core that much more involved. So that means the cable is going to be set up lower. What Brett is aiming to do as he sets this cable up, he wants to make sure that his elbow is ever so slightly lower than his shoulder. You're gonna see a lot of people wind up in this position where the elbow is higher than the shoulder. That is a very, very challenging stretch for your biceps, and it's also starting to really challenge that shoulder joint in a way that we don't have to get the most out of this curl. So what we want to do is we want to be ever so slightly lower than our shoulders, and then we want to think about avoiding two key mistakes. The first mistake you're going to see people often do with the Crucifix curl is they're going to curl, and instead of staying in this plane, their wrist is going to start to curl in front of them. And all they're doing then is we're working to not, again, we're trying to isolate our biceps, but when we're doing this, we're moving through the biceps, and we're also starting to incorporate the shoulder joint and make things easier on our biceps. That's not the game we're playing for right now. The second mistake you're gonna see from people very often is they're going to curl and their elbows are gonna start to drift inwards because now they're trying to incorporate their chest in the motion. And again, we're starting to shift into that much more comfortable and much easier angle for our biceps, and we're losing some of that shoulder stability and some of the mid-back work that we're trying to get out of the curl, and we're losing the true isolation of it. What Brett really wants to do right now, instead of all those things, is he wants to imagine that there is a wall right in front of him, and he cannot touch that wall with any part of his body. From there, he was going to make sure that his torso stays super square to the front, and without letting anything drift forward, he's only gonna move at the elbow, and he's gonna curl straight in. Once he's in that position, he's gonna squeeze his biceps. Try to imagine your biceps practically exploding out of your skin. He's gonna hold that squeeze for 1 to 2 seconds. Then he's gonna lower back slowly, never letting, so his abs are completely on for this. He's not letting his torso drift from side to side, and then he's gonna go in for another rep. So as we're doing this, we're gonna work for say 8 to 10 reps. You can take this even higher, 10 to 12 reps. You're working with the lighter weight. You're chasing that pump. You're chasing all of that stability, making sure that your torso is tight, glutes are tight, abs are tight, shoulder blades are tight, and you're owning that stability as you curl in. Your biceps are gonna get a ton of a workout from this, and you're gonna feel that pump. That is how we wanna see you do the Crucifix curl every single time. So that is the Crucifix curl. Again, an awesome curl that's gonna give you a really, really good pump. And this is an isolation curl, so you wanna put it near the end of your workout. Think about doing, say, heavy barbell and dumbbell curls. Maybe you do a hammer curl after that. Perhaps you introduce a spider curl or a concentration curl in as well. And then when you're down to the end of your workout and you just wanna get a little pump and you wanna really isolate that biceps and feel like you blasted it and took it to the limit, that's when we bring in the Crucifix curl. Think of doing, say, 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. We want to keep those reps up there because you want to get that time under tension, challenge all that stability, and wind up feeling that really, really good pump. So get the Crucifix curl in those workouts, and I promise you, you'll grow your arms.